From drowning in debt to building a multi-million-dollar business in just 5 years. Sounds impossible, right? Well, that's exactly what happened to me, Mike Johnson, and today I'm going to share every step of this incredible journey with you. This isn't some get-rich-quick scheme or a fairy tale. It's a real story filled with ups and downs, tears and smiles, failures, and ultimately, a success that surpassed even my wildest dreams. In this video, we'll dive deep into each stage of my journey. We'll explore the darkest moments when I could barely afford to buy food, all the way to the moments of glory when I saw my bank account hit 7 figures for the first time. But more importantly, I'll share with you the lessons I learned, the principles I followed, and the strategies I implemented to transform my financial life. So, buckle up for an emotional and educational roller coaster. I promise that by the end of this video, you'll have valuable insights that could change your perspective on money and success. Let's get started. Our story begins in January 2019. I had just turned 30, and instead of celebrating, I was drowning in debt. At that time, I was working as a sales associate in an electronics store in downtown Chicago. My salary barely covered the rent for the small apartment I shared with 2 friends. I vividly remember walking these streets, looking at store windows, wishing I could buy something, anything. But the reality was harsh. My bank account was in the red, and I owed money to practically all my friends and family. One night, sitting on the floor of my tiny room, I did the math. The result sent me into a panic. I owed more than $50,000 in loans, credit cards, and overdue bills. For someone earning just above minimum wage, this debt seemed like an impossible mountain to climb. You know, at that moment, I felt like the biggest failure in the world. I was 30 years old, single, with no career prospects and drowning in debt. Many nights, I cried alone, wondering where I had gone wrong, why I couldn't succeed like my old school friends. It was during this time that I ran into Tom, a childhood friend I hadn't seen in years. Unlike me, Tom had become a successful entrepreneur. When we met at that coffee shop, I was on the verge of declaring bankruptcy. Tom listened to me for hours as I poured out my heart about my disastrous financial situation. Instead of judging me, he did something that changed my life. He offered me a loan of $5,000 per month for the entirety of 2019 and 2020. Mike, he told me, I'm not giving you this money to pay off your debts. I'm investing in you. Use this money to get back on your feet, to learn, to create something new. But promise me you'll work hard and never give up. Tom's gesture was more than a financial loan. It was a vote of confidence when I needed it most. It was the kickstart of my transformation journey. With Tom's financial support, I was able to fully dedicate myself to my personal and professional development. I spent 2019 devouring books on personal finance, entrepreneurship, and personal development. I read works by Robert Kiyosaki, Napoleon Hill, Tony Robbins, and many others. But I didn't stop there. I invested in online courses, participated in workshops and seminars. I learned about digital marketing, sales, business management, and investments. Each new piece of knowledge was like a piece of a puzzle that I didn't know how to put together yet, but I felt it would make sense eventually. One of the most important lessons I learned during this phase was about the abundance mindset. I realized that for years, I had been operating with a scarcity mindset, always focused on what I didn't have, on what I lacked. Now, I was learning to see opportunities instead of obstacles. In early 2020, I started putting into practice what I had learned. With the little money I had saved, I invested in a course on creating content for social media. I started offering my services as a freelancer, creating posts and digital marketing strategies for small local businesses. At first, it was tough. Lots of no's, many sleepless nights working on projects that barely paid the bills. But I was determined not to give up. Each satisfied client was a small victory, each new project an opportunity to learn and grow. Gradually, my digital marketing business started to grow. From March to December 2020, I managed to earn $50,000. It wasn't much, but for someone who had nothing not long ago, it was significant progress. 2021 was the year when everything started to change dramatically. With the experience I had gained in the previous year, I decided to expand my services. In addition to digital marketing, I started offering business strategy consulting for small businesses. It was during this time that I had an idea that would change everything: create an online course teaching entrepreneurs how to use digital marketing to leverage their businesses. I invested all the money I had saved in producing this course. I remember spending entire nights recording classes, editing videos, creating support materials. It was exhausting work, but I felt I was on the right track. The course launch was a success beyond my expectations. In the first month, I sold over 500 copies, generating revenue of $250,000. I could hardly believe the numbers I was seeing on my screen. With the success of the first course, I realized I had found my niche. In 2022, I expanded my digital product offering. I launched 3 more online courses, each focused on a different aspect of digital entrepreneurship. I also started giving lectures and in-person workshops. Seeing the impact my knowledge was having on people's lives was incredibly gratifying. That year, our revenue hit the $5 million mark. It was more money than I ever imagined I would earn in my entire life. But the most important thing wasn't the numbers in the bank account, but the thousands of people we were positively impacting. 2023 was the year of consolidation for our business. We expanded our team, hiring experts in various areas. We launched a membership platform where our students could have access to all our courses and exclusive materials. I also started investing in promising startups, using the knowledge I had acquired to help other entrepreneurs grow their businesses. That year, I had the honor of being invited to speak at some of the largest entrepreneurship events in the country. Speaking to audiences of thousands of people was something I never imagined I would do a few years ago. Our revenue in 2023 reached the incredible mark of $12 million. But more important than that, we helped over 50,000 entrepreneurs transform their businesses and lives. And that brings us to the present, 2024. In the first 5 months of this year, we've already surpassed all of last year's revenue. To date, we've generated over $15 million in sales. When I look back at that Mike from 2019, drowning in debt and hopeless, I can hardly believe the transformation that has occurred. In just 5 years, I went from a $50,000 debt to a company that has already generated over $32 million in cumulative revenue. Now, I want to share with you the main lessons I learned on this incredible journey. These are the keys that allowed me to go from broke to millionaire in just 5 years. The power of pain. The first crucial lesson is understanding the power of pain. Often, we need to feel enough pain to move towards change. The pain of bankruptcy, the shame of owing money to friends and family, the desperation of not being able to pay bills, all of this was the fuel that drove me to seek a radical transformation in my life. I'm not saying you need to hit rock bottom to succeed. But it's important to recognize that discomfort and dissatisfaction with your current situation can be powerful motivators for change. Use that pain as fuel for your growth journey. The power of purpose. The second fundamental lesson is about the power of purpose. For years, I worked just for money, without a greater purpose. It was only when I discovered my true passion, helping other entrepreneurs achieve success, that things really started to change. When you find your purpose, your why, work stops being just a means of earning money and becomes a mission. This gives you the energy and motivation to overcome obstacles that previously seemed insurmountable. Take time to reflect on what really moves you, what makes you feel fulfilled. Align your work with this purpose and you'll see a transformation not only in your financial results but in your overall satisfaction and happiness. The power of perception. The third crucial lesson is about the power of perception. I learned to perceive people's problems not as obstacles, but as opportunities. Every complaint, every frustration I heard from other entrepreneurs was actually a disguised business opportunity. Develop the ability to really listen to people. Pay attention to the pains and needs they express. That's where you'll find the best ideas for products and services that people really want and need. Moreover, perception also applies to how you see the world and the opportunities around you. Train yourself to see abundance where others see scarcity, to see solutions where others see only problems. The power of persistence. The fourth lesson I want to share is about the power of persistence. Success rarely comes overnight. There were moments in my journey when everything seemed to go wrong, when I wanted to give up. But persistence made all the difference. Remember, each no brings you closer to a yes. Each failure teaches you something valuable that brings you closer to success. Persistence doesn't mean banging your head against the same wall repeatedly. It means learning from each attempt, adjusting your approach, and continuing to move forward, no matter how difficult it may seem. The power of continuous learning. The fifth crucial lesson is about the power of continuous learning. The world is constantly changing, especially in the field of business and technology. To succeed, you need to be always learning, always updating yourself. Make learning a daily habit. Read books, take courses, attend events, connect with people who can teach you something new. Knowledge is one of the few resources that multiplies when you share it. The more you learn and teach, the more you grow. And here's a special offer to help you start your transformation journey. I've created a detailed ebook and practical worksheets to help you implement each of these principles in your daily life. This material will guide you step by step in applying these powerful lessons and managing your new financial life. To acquire this valuable resource, click on the link in the video description. Don't miss this opportunity to accelerate your journey to success. The power of connections. The sixth lesson I learned is about the power of connections. No one achieves success alone. My journey was only possible thanks to the people I met along the way, from Tom, who lent me money when I needed it most, to the mentors who guided me, the clients who trusted me, and the incredible team I built. Invest time and energy in building genuine relationships. Networking isn't about collecting business cards, it's about creating real and meaningful connections. Help people without expecting anything in return. You'll be surprised at how this comes back to you in unexpected ways. The power of action. Last but not least, the seventh lesson is about the power of action. Knowledge without action is useless. You can have all the plans and strategies in the world, but if you don't act, nothing will change. Many people are paralyzed by fear of failure or the pursuit of perfection. But the truth is that it's better to do something imperfectly than to do nothing perfectly. Start from where you are, with what you have. Action generates clarity, generates momentum, generates results. If this video touched you in any way, please leave your like and share it with someone you believe could benefit from these lessons. Your support not only helps me reach more people but can also change the life of someone who needs to hear this message today. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now. Tap the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive notifications. This way, you won't miss any inspiring and transformative content that I regularly share. As we come to the end of this video, let's take a moment to recap this incredible journey we've just explored together. 5 years ago, I was Mike Johnson, a 30-year-old sales associate in Chicago, drowning in $50,000 of debt, barely able to make ends meet. Today, I stand before you as the founder of a multi-million-dollar business that has generated over $32 million in revenue. Let's revisit the key milestones of this transformation. The dark days. In 2019, I hit rock bottom. I was working a minimum wage job, living in a shared apartment, and owing money to everyone I knew. This was the turning point, the moment when I realized something had to change. The lifeline, my old friend Tom offered me a $5,000 monthly loan for 2 years. This wasn't just financial support, it was a vote of confidence that changed everything. The learning phase. Throughout 2019, I immersed myself in books, courses, and seminars. I learned about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and digital marketing. This period of intense learning laid the foundation for everything that followed. The first steps. In 2020, I started my freelance digital marketing business. It was tough, with many sleepless nights and rejections, but I managed to earn $50,000 that year, my first taste of entrepreneurial success. The breakthrough. 2021 was the year everything changed. I launched my first online course teaching digital marketing to entrepreneurs. The course was a massive hit, generating $250,000 in its first month. Scaling up. In 2022, we expanded our course offerings and started providing business strategy consulting. Our revenue hit $5 million that year. Consolidation and growth. 2023 saw us launch a membership platform, invest in startups, and reach $12 million in revenue. We impacted over 50,000 entrepreneurs that year. The present. In just the first 5 months of 2024, we've already surpassed last year's revenue, generating over $15 million in sales. But more important than these numbers are the lessons we've learned along the way. The power of pain. Sometimes, hitting rock bottom is the push we need to make radical changes in our lives. The power of purpose. Finding your why can transform work from a chore into a mission. The power of perception. Learn to see problems as opportunities and abundance where others see scarcity. The power of persistence. Success is often just on the other side of failure. Keep pushing forward. The power of continuous learning. In a rapidly changing world, those who continuously learn and adapt will thrive. The power of connections. No one succeeds alone. Build genuine relationships and help others without expecting anything in return. The power of action. Knowledge is only potential power. It's action that brings results. These lessons aren't just theories, they're battle-tested strategies that took me from broke to millionaire. They guided me through the toughest times and helped me make the most of opportunities when they arose. Remember, my story isn't unique or special. I'm not smarter or more talented than anyone else. What set me apart was my willingness to learn, to work hard, and to persist in the face of challenges. You have that same potential within you. Whether you're struggling with debt like I was, trying to start a business, or looking to take your existing venture to the next level, these principles can guide you. Your journey might not look exactly like mine. It might take more or less time, it might involve different industries or strategies. But the fundamental principles of success remain the same. So, as you leave this video, I want you to remember this: your current situation is not your final destination. With the right mindset, strategies, and actions, you can transform your life and achieve things you never thought possible. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope my story has inspired you and given you practical insights you can apply in your own life. Remember, your success story starts today. Believe in yourself, take action, and never give up on your dreams. Until next time.